Hello everyone, my name is Dinas and my topic is the danger of cell phones. It's your constant companion, it's in your pocket, in your bag, in your hands, or against your head. You use it at home, in class, at the gym, in coffee shops before you go to sleep at night, and the first thing when you wake up in the morning. So, of course, I'm talking about cell phones. According to my class survey, everyone in this room has a cell phone, and all of us use it dozens of times every day. But what if your constant companion is dangerous? What if it's hazardous to health? Evidence is pulling up that long-term use of cell phone can lead to tissue damage, tumor, or even a brain cancer. Given that well over 4 billion people worldwide use cell phones, we are looking at a problem of potentially staggering magnitude. According to Deborah Davis, epidemiologist and author of the book Disconnect, The Truth About Cell Phone Radiation, we may be watching an epidemic in slow motion. So I'd never thought about the possible perils of cell phone before I saw a CBS news reported on the TV. But doing extensive research for this speech, it made me realize that cell phones do in fact pose a danger to our health. But don't worry, I'm not going to try to persuade you to abandon your cell phones. I still use mine on a regular basis, and I probably always will. But I do hope to persuade you to make one simple change in the way you use your cell phone, a change that will protect your health and could even make the difference between a long life and premature death. But first, let's look more closely at the risks posed by the cell phones. Those risks stem from the fact that cell phones emit small amount of radiation that over time can damage tissue. Every time you use your phone, you expose yourself to that radiation. The amount is minuscule in the comparison to that given of by X-ray machines 1 billionth of the intensity. However, Dr. Ronald of the University of Pittsburgh Cancer Institute explains that the problem with cell phone radiation isn't how much is emitted at a single time, but how much we are exposed to with repeated use day after day, year by year. and It's this long time use of cell phone that has led research to warn about their danger. For example, in one study of the World Health Organization, they tracked 10,000 cell phone users over the course of 10 years. And as reported in New York Times on November 13, 2010, the data in the study indicated that subjects who used cell phone 10 or more years doubled the risk of brain tumor. Other studies have reached the same conclusion. Perhaps most important is 2007 study in the Journal of Occupational and Environmental Medicine that surveyed all the previous research on cell phone use. And it found a consistent pattern of increased risks for brain tumor among the people who used cell phones more than 10 years. For example, Alan Marks, he is one of those people, and he is 58 years old and the father of 3 children. He talked on his phone for an hour a day for 23 years, and 2 years ago doctors found out a golf ball sized tumor in his brain. He said, there is no questions what caused it, it was my phone. And Alan Mars, not the only person who suffered from his phone. So still convinced about the potential danger posed by your constant companion, so take a look. Inside the thick manual that comes with your phone, you can read the fine print. You will see that all manufacturers warn against keeping your phone right next to your body. For example, Apple, they recommend keeping the iPhone 5 8-inch away from your body. Or makers of BlackBerry, they recommend that you keep their phone a full inch away from yourself. And cell phone manufacturers don't publicize it widely. But they clearly recognize that their products are potentially harmful. So what's the solution? As I mentioned earlier, it's not to stop using cell phones altogether. I can't imagine being without mine, and I'm sure that you can't imagine being without yours. But you can take seriously the risk of cell phone and find a way to minimize those risks. Time and again, experts point out that the single most effective way to reduce the risk is not to press your cell phone against your head while you use it. Since the phone emits radiation, the closer you put it to your head, the more radiation you expose to yourself. And at the very least, you should hold the phone 1/2 an inch to 1 full inch away from your ear. But ideally, you should get in the habit of not holding it up to your ear at all. I use my earpods or microphone almost every time I use my phone. Another option is just use your speakerphone. And as with breaking any habits, changing the way you talk on your cell phone, it might be slightly inconvenient at first, but soon it will become your second nature. You will be able to enjoy all the benefits of your constant companion without suffering the fate of Alan Marks. If Alan Marks had known the dangers of prolonged cell phone use, he would have done things a lot differently. So he said that he wouldn't have held it to his head, and he would have used the speakerphone, or he have used the headset. So please get in the habit of keeping your cell phone away from your ear when you're talking or watching a movie, and tell it to your friends and your family to do the same. Start from today, from now, with your next call or with your next movie, and continue it every day in the future. Thank you for your attention, and that's all.